Annyeonghaseyo friends, and welcome back to the Torsie channel for more IU, and thank God it's Friday. I'm really feeling it this week, just a lot of thank God it's Friday. If this is a sentiment that you share, you can twinsies with me on this one. This is part of my merch collection, which you can get at my Redbubble store. The link is in the description. There's like 20 different colors, so no matter what the mood on Friday, you can thank God it's Friday. Today we are carrying on with our modern times journey. Thank you so much for your patience with me last week. I was so sick, and I really appreciate everybody sending me well wishes and waiting for me for a week. I really apologize for that, but good to be back. And we have a showcase of the Red Shoes and a couple of other songs from 1The very exciting. And over on Patreon today, we are going to be watching IU's birthday episode. Happy birthday! Of course, over on Patreon, we are also watching My Mister. We had episode 13 and 14 this week. I am emotionally exhausted. That is okay. So if you'd like to join us for either or both of those things, the link to Patreon is also in the description. You can pop on by anytime you like. Those videos are always there. But for today, let's get into some music. I think this is going to pick up the whole week for us, really send us into the weekend with a good mood, because that is what IU does. And if you enjoy the video, please consider subscribing, mainly because I like making friends. Yay! Let's get into it. Gotcha. Oh, to be at an IU fan event. The concept photos for Modern Times were just so good. The dances are so cute, I love it. Are those cupcakes? Wow, look at her with the 20s hair. Oh. Still don't know how she does that interval. gotta say, her choreographers always understand the assignment. It's always the right tone.
네, 1년 5개월 만에 나온 앨범이고요.
Didn't know I needed subtitles.
이번에도 굉장한 작곡진, 작사가진, 그리고 선배님들, 그리고 동료 가수분들이 참여를 해주셔서 굉장히 다채로운 앨범이 나왔습니다.
That's a nice way to describe it.
네. 사실 준비는 금방 끝냈는데 이 타이틀곡이 끝까지 좀 오래 시간이 좀 걸렸어요. 그래서 그 시간이 많이 주어지니까 오히려 안 좋은 점도 많더라고요. 계속 고치게 돼요. 계속 그래서 첫 느낌을 막 잃어버리지 않을까 좀 걱정도 많이 했는데
네.
이번 앨범 시간이 오래 걸린 만큼 참 아주 세세한 부분까지 신경을 많이 쓰려고 노력을 했죠. 아무래도.
네.
떨리기도 떨리고 무대 안 서본 지도 너무 오래됐고 방송국에서 뭐 드라이 리허설, 카메라 리허설 해본 지 너무 오래돼서 잘 모르겠어요. 근데 오래 기다린 만큼 또 그동안 기대해 주셨던 분들이 많이 계시기 때문에
Literally always.
실망시키지 않으려고 열심히 연습을 했습니다.
저희가 이렇게 얘기를 막 들어보는 것보다는 노래를 좀 들어보는 게 어떨까?
좋죠.
왜냐면 오늘 같은 날은 아이유가 노래로 얘기를 해주시는 게 더
맞습니다. 노래 또 준비를 했습니다.
네, 어떤 노래?
입술 사이.
네.
Yes.
제가 개인적으로 이번 앨범에서 거의 제일 마음에 드는 곡인 것 같아요.
정말요? 자, 여러분 그러면은 입술 사이 편안하게 함께 들어봐 주시길 바라겠습니다. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
darling, 넘지 말아요. 두 입술 사이 거리는 아직까지 10cm 달콤한 말로 그 말로 착한 나를 유혹하려 하지 말아주세요. 사랑은 이 사랑은 완벽할 거예요. Let it go, I don't see you. 조급해 slowly, very slow, 느린 템포로. Oh darling, 넘지 말아요. 두 입술 사이 거리는 아직까진 10cm.
She does so much, doing so little.
그 말로 순결한 그대 마음을 내가 느낄 때까진
Ooh. Girl, unbelievable.
사랑은 이 사랑은 완벽할 거예요. Let it go, 아다지요. 조급해 말아. Slowly, baby, slowly, very slow. 느린 템포로. 우리 사랑은 이 사랑은 짜릿할 거예요. Love ya, baby, love ya. 그대 윗입술에 빨간 나의 아랫입술이 닿을 때쯤엔 제발 넘지 말아요. 두 입술 사이 거리는 아직까진 10cm 달콤한 말로 그 말로 제발 흔한 여자로 만들지 말아주세요. 조금만 날 아껴줘요. 두 입술 사이는 아직 10cm. Hush, hush, baby, push me, oh baby. 이 작은 부탁 만들어줘요. Hush, hush, baby, cherish me, baby.
Ugh. Oh my god. She's the absolute master of stand and deliver. The master of it.
타이틀곡 분홍신은 역시 이번에도 이민서 작곡가님, 김이나 작사가님이 참여를 해주셨고 나의 의지와는 상관없이 너에게로 가는 마음, 뭐 무언가를 향해 가는 마음, 뭐 이런 내용의 곡이고요. 안드레센 원작 빨간 구두를 모티브로 삼은 곡입니다. 굉장히 바빠요. 무대에서도 춤도 많이 춰야 되고 라이브는 쉴 틈 없이 계속 노래를 불러야 돼서 그동안 해왔던 곡들 중에 가장 고난이도의 라이브라고 생각을 하는데 연습을 되게 많이 했으니까 많이 기대해 주시면 좋겠습니다. 네, 저는 오늘이 안 올 줄 알았어요. 10월 7일이 정말 있는 날이긴 한가? 라고 생각을 할 정도로 정말 안 올 줄 알았는데 그동안 1년 5개월 동안 차곡차곡 준비해왔던 곡들이 여러분들 앞에 딱 공개되는 순간입니다. 너무 떨리고요. 랩맞을 준비도 돼 있고 뭔가 칭찬해주시면 더 좋고 네, 저는 약간 자신도 붙게 했는데 여러분들 마음에 꼭 들었으면 좋겠습니다. 방송 무대들도 멋지게 잘 이번 활동 끝까지 마무리 잘하겠습니다. 오늘 타임즈 화이팅!
I don't want her to ever be nervous about these things. I just want her to be confident. She is IU and therefore can do anything. I love this stage. Oh, cute dress. Such a great step. She's so cute. Love that. Yeah, get it. Oh, little face. She just acts her socks off in that bit. I love it. Part of the way through that, I was trying to figure out what it is about it that gives it a touch of sadness. Something about the music. Give me a second. Hold on. Are you the red shoes? I feel like it might be the key. Key. What key is it in? F sharp. F sharp major. Maybe it is because it's F sharp. I'm trying to put my finger on it. Or maybe it's the progression of some time, the way that goes. I was busy enjoying it, and then I was like, why do I feel kind of sad? Just sort of halfway through that, I'm like, I'm kind of sad, which is completely accurate to the song. Like, it is a song about reminiscing, and that something eventually will end, or, you know, enjoy it while it lasts, sort of a feeling. It's not a wholly happy tune or message. It's not carefree, as is the case of the Red Shoes, the story, where, as we've spoken about before, the Red Shoes, Anderson's Red Shoes, as she mentioned there, is the story of somebody who makes a deal to be able to be a fabulous dancer, and they get a pair of red shoes, and they are a fabulous dancer, except they can never take them off, and the shoes dance them to death. And hence why at the end of the song it gets faster and faster, and she looks out of control, and her feet are very much leading the way instead of her, which is sometimes, if you love somebody, as she said, kind of against your will, like your heart does something that your brain wouldn't choose to do. It feels a bit like it's run away with you. And everything about that means there is a sense of, like, a tinge of regret to it. And you can hear it. There's something happening in the music that triggers that emotion. That's going to bother me until I put my finger on it. It might be the key, or it might be the progression of specifically Summertime. That's going to eat at me. That's going to eat at me, because halfway through that I'm like, why am I sad? I agree with her. Between the lips, it doesn't matter how many times you listen to it. Every time it starts, it's a thrill. It starts with a "oh darling," and like, that's it. You're doomed. You're doomed from that second onwards, because it's just so fabulous. You're like, okay. Such a great song for Stand and Deliver as well. She is such an amazing vocal storyteller that she doesn't need movement to telegraph to us what it is that she means by her lyrics or by the song. She can do it all with her voice. The way that she chooses to express certain sentiments, she can do it all vocally, and absolutely does not need any movement to go with it, which means when she does add a bit of movement in, it's like an extra oh my goodness, like doing the little sway of the hips. You're like, it's almost too much. Like, you've done it already vocally. We're getting it vocally, and then just adding that little bit more, which is very cabaret style, which is what that song is. That song is so intimate. Feels like you're only 50 centimeters away from her. It is a very intimate song, and a lot of cabaret back in the day was very stand and deliver, particularly if it was in a small cabaret space or like a black box theatre, which were tiny, tiny, tiny. So you didn't have to do much because you were basically in the laps of your audience anyway. And she really embodies that. It's so mesmerizing. It's a really nice selection of songs from that album to introduce everybody to that album, because none of those sound the same. Even though Modern Times is jolly and The Red Shoes is pacey, they are so musically different that it's a really good indication of the length and breadth of that album. And that's before we even get to any of that like Latin ballroom flavor that is in so many of the other songs of Modern Times. Modern Times is just such a musically interesting album. I'm still really enjoying this album. I'm still really eating it up. Oh, to be at one of those things. That's twice now. Watching the Chat Cheer one and now watching that one. I'm like, why wasn't I there? Apart from the fact that I didn't know about IU in 2013 and I don't live in Korea, why wasn't I there? Give me a time machine and let me go be there, please. Thank you so much for joining me for more IU, and thank you again for your patience last week while I was so unwell. I really, really appreciate it. 감사합니다. 사랑해요, and I will see you soon for more. 안녕.